If you're thinking about starting your own vending machine business and you have some questions about maybe the licenses you need, how to get locations, how to get a machine, the products, etc., stay tuned to this video where we'll break down a lot of stuff that we learned in our first year of business. Going to break it down for you as if you were my brother, my family member, my best friend. Try to make it as easy as possible. Let's go. We're starting off here today in the legal section. First thing you'll need is your LLC. Get the LLC started, protect yourself so that if anything happens, your company's liable and not you directly. Next is the county business license. The county where your machine is located, you'll need a business license in that county to operate legally, right? So just look up the county where you're going to have your machine and the business license you'll need for that. Next is the fresh food. If you're going to have fresh food, sandwiches, anything that needs to be refrigerated, fresh fruits, hoagies, whatever the case may be, if it's fresh food, you'll need the environmental license, right? What they'll do is they'll set you up with a inspector that'll come out. They'll inspect, the expiration dates. They'll make sure that the machine's, to temperature. They'll make sure that there's a hand washing station nearby, right? And then to go along with that, you'll need your food handler's card as well. Very quick and easy. Just look it up online. I got mine like 10 minutes, right? Just online. Since you'll be handling food, they're going to want to see that you have that. Next thing I wanted to add up here as well that we learned that I thought would be cool, to share is the warehouse license, right? That applies if you're going to be preparing food, right? If you're going to be storing food, etc. They'll also send out an inspector to inspect, the space where you're establishing as the warehouse, right? They have their qualifications for that. There is a way to avoid it though, right? If you buy the fresh food directly from store and take it directly to your machine, right, you can avoid needing the warehouse, right? That's what we do, right? We buy our fresh foods, our fresh items from the store on stocking days, and we take it straight from the store right to the machine, right? So we're not storing it, we're not preparing it, we're just moving it from store to machine. So we can avoid having the warehouse license. And then you could also avoid having the environmental license if you don't have any fresh food in your machine at all, right? Just to recap, LLC, county business license, environmental license, warehouse, right? If you need that, and then your food handlers. Going from there, we're going to head over to locations, right? Few different way to get locations, right? It's the name of the game. It's what everyone wants in this, in the space is a very, very good location. So referrals and networking, right, kind of go hand in hand, somewhere where you maybe have a friend, family member who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone, right? Someone that you already have rapport built with that can put in a good word for you, right? And get a machine set up in there, right? That could be an apartment building, a job, whatever the case may be. Next is leads, right? When we first started, we just paid a few $100 for a list of a bunch of leads, addresses, phone numbers, etc. And then, boots to the ground at that point, right? You're going door to door, knocking, trying to speak to a decision maker. Sometimes maybe working a location, working a lead for months, before they sign the contract. One piece of game I wanted to put y'all onto is our favorite option so far has been this Smart Mart Leads app, right? It's a subscription-based leads app that auto updates, the leads in your location. You can plan routes on there. You can work your leads on there. You can email, contact, call your locations directly, from the app. So going down to products and Plano. These are some of the vendors that we use mostly, right? We use a lot of Amazon, Costco. Costco does have a lot of variety packs, right? So there's only a handful of items, a few items that we get there in bulk, right? Snacks and things like that. Sam's Club also, we don't have any Sam's Club out here, but if you have a Sam's Club near you, could be a good option as well. Grocery stores, for a lot of our fresh items. And then I started here, chef store. We found a chef store in our town. And then these chef stores, right, they provide items in bulk, for restaurants, food carts, operations like that. And they'll have the cases of Red Bull, energy drinks, cases of candy, chips, all kinds of things. So we do shop a lot at the chef store. Then I put down here as well, Vistar, very similar to a chef store, but just larger scale, right? And then Frito-Lay is where we get a lot of our chips, right? Sometimes when they do get busy during like peak season, you might be waiting a few weeks for your order. So just keep that in mind, right? Just to stay on top of your inventory and stay on top of your ordering, right? When it comes to Frito-Lay, since, they do have to ship everything to you. And the next is the machine, the actual machine. You can find, a vending machine just about on any online marketplace, right? That's more of your like traditional vending machines. We like to go with the AI machines, right? We feel it's the future. We feel like it's where the marketplace is heading. Still pretty new. So we're trying to jump all over the AI machines. We go through the machines we have so far. We've gone through Micro Mart and 365 Retail, right? Some very cool products there. Micromart, especially, great customer service. So we've been having a good experience so far with those two. And I just added here an extra one, Haha Vending. They also do AI machines, right? A little cheaper, a more cost effective option compared to like a Micromart or 365. And depending on how you're gonna build your business, right? The order of operations in which you do all this might change, right? Uh, the way that we went is, we just really focused on getting a location. Everything was going to come after we got our location, right? So location first, and then everything kind of just falls into place there, right? Location, once we get that signed contract from the location, then we started to order our products. We started to develop our planogram where the products are going to go in the machine, order the actual machine itself, and then from there, right, we started to figure out all the legalities of what we would need. And if you guys are hearing some running around, some barking, so wanted to introduce you guys here real quick to who you may be hearing in the background. It's my puppy Rocket, named after the raccoon himself, the guardian of the galaxy himself. He's doing a bunch of running around. So if you heard that, here's the culprit right here. Anyway, you might do this, in whatever order you see fit, right? But these are just some of the basic things that we learned throughout this past year of operating a business, finding locations, installing machines. Hopefully, this answered some of the questions that you may have had if you're thinking, considering, or even started your vending machine business, right? And are still trying to work out some of those initial steps. So please let me know if you have any questions. Hit us up in the comments. We'd love to answer your questions. We'd love to see how your experience is going, things that you may be learning, right? Every day we find out how much we don't know about, about operating a business. So thank you for watching. Love y'all very much and catch you on the next one.